So year 5, here is your Master of Maths fact of the day, and it is 12 times 2. Hopefully you're saying to me, well, that's 12 times 2 is 24. So I've given you some things here to think about. I've included a fraction over here because that's going to be our next topic that you'll see in a minute. So maybe you could add percentages and decimals to our fact of the day. Hello year 5, so here we are after half term with a new topic in maths, and our topic is fractions. So as always we're going to start with a mind map. So I think there are probably 3 headings for fractions. I know I've put fractions there, but over here I'm going to put some examples of fractions. And then I'm thinking whether we also have decimals. So I'm going to put that there, and then if we have decimals we also have percentage. So they're the headings that I want you to have for fractions. Fractions, decimals, and I've pluraled that, so let's plural that, percentages. Okay, so what do you know first of all about fractions? Well, hopefully you'll know that a fraction, and this is the most important bit of fractions, a fraction is always a fraction of something. So that's where we start. So you might know some fractions. So over here, you could maybe write some fractions that you know. Maybe you know 1/2. Maybe you know 3/8. Those things. So write down some fractions that you know. What words can we think of about fractions? Well, I've said, first of all, haven't I, about equal parts. And tomorrow we'll be doing the fair feast. And in order for it to be fair, they need to be equal parts. Now, you might know what this top number is called. I'm hoping that by now in year 5, you'll know that this top number is called the, hoping everyone's calling out, numerator. And that the bottom number is the, we say this in a voice, denominator, because that's going to help you remember that the denominator hopefully is at the bottom. So you might know some other things. So if it's equal parts, you've definitely got to have one whole. So I'm going to write that down. So there you are, that's to get you started. Hopefully you'll know more. You should know, you could write the words for this. So 1/2, obviously you could write half. So there are things you could add. So let's think about decimals. So let me think, what might a decimal look like first of all? So it might look like this, 0.5. So that might be a decimal, mightn't it? If you know, you might know what that as a decimal is equivalent to as a fraction. So maybe you could write that. I think, what else do we think about what words do we use? So we definitely use a decimal point. And that's really important, isn't it? Our decimal point here. Place value. You're definitely going to need to know place value to do decimals. So again, you could add some more there, maybe tell me what they are. So now we're on percentages. So hopefully you might be able to write some percentages. So let's stick, so I had 1/2 here, didn't I? 0.5 there. So that would be 50%. And this is the sign we use. So you definitely want to add that for when we use percentages. So I want you to carry on. I've started you off there. So fractions, decimals, percentages are your headings. Tell me all you know about fractions, all you know about decimals, and all you know about percentages. And then I'll see them on the Zoom. And then again, hopefully over the course of the term, we'll be able to add some more words to our mind map. Just to get you back into fractions year 5, again I thought we'd go back to topmarks.co.uk because there's some more good free games on there. So have a look now you've done your mind map, because that probably hasn't taken you very long. Refresh your memory. This might actually help you put in some more words. So again, there's lots of games. I'm going to click on Fraction Matcher. Let's have a look at this game. So let's start with fractions. Let's start, I mean you can start wherever you like, let's say level 2. Right, so we've got to match them, so we've got to find equivalent fractions. So let's start here, so let's start nice and easy, so I've got half. So then I've either got to find a shape or something else that is a half. Now I think that half of this shape is coloured red and half of it isn't. So then you just press check. Oh, that was loud. So there you go. And then I press OK. And that goes into there. So a half equals that shape. So that's one game you could play. You could have a go at any of the others, but that's Fraction Matcher on topmarks.co.uk.